Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
Go ahead. What you got?
I'm situational. I'm a situational introvert or
That's interesting.
extrovert. It really kind of depends on what I need to be. I tend to lean, which people don't believe this, but I'm more on the introverted side.
Okay.
But not at home. I mean, you're not an introvert at home, right? And so that's why church people, our Cornerstone family are the people I hang out with the most. So outside of my house. So people don't see me as an introvert because, this is my family. And so I'm not introverted around my family. But, when I get into unfamiliar spots, I like to sit off and figure out because I observe. I love to people watch. I also like to push the envelope to some extent. And so what I do is I'll sit off to the back and figure out where the lines are with people before I begin to engage. So I like to not be extroverted. In fact, it's nice to kind of sit back, but I can be if I need to. But I lean more towards the introverted side.
That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very good.
What do you think, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think I'm more extroverted than introverted, but
You're like 95% off.
I'm saying I don't like it though. There's a lot of the times where because growing up I had ADHD and would just bounce off the walls. Right, couldn't ever get myself to shut up, and so I was excluded from a lot of things because I just didn't know how to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, you get in trouble. Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, not even just that. Nobody wants to be around the guy who doesn't know how to shut up.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
I lost so many friends like that growing up, and people didn't want me around. Had birthday parties, nobody would show up.
Right.
So much of that, right? So I look at my extroverted self and have been attempting to make habits that I can introduce to my lifestyle that helps me to not be as extroverted, but also coming to the realization that the Lord made me the way I am for a reason, and He wants to use that to glorify Him and to build His kingdom.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? So I have to take that in step with not wanting to be that guy that's just, all right, dog, we get it. You can stop talking now. And also still being somebody who glorifies the Lord when I talk.
Yeah.
Right? Because He can use that. He can use anything
For
to
sure.
glorify Himself and to build His kingdom. So,
Yeah.
extroverted, which I'd like to be a little more introverted. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Lord help me.
It's interesting. I'm same as you. I'm definitely extrovert, but I find that a lot of my work in life has been where I have to do it by myself. It's work that's solo. So prepping for speaking or getting up and speaking, it's you one person doing it. Traveling and doing itineration. When I did corporate sales, it was on me to go and connect with people that are a client and do the other things. And it was solo mission. So even though I connected with people through my job, a lot of my time was by myself. And it's so really interesting to see. I definitely know that's about me because if I'm feeling down, I need to charge with people. If I'm by myself, I can be more in the emotional side or in the, you get stuck in a funk or an attitude, a perspective, and to try to change that, it's you go and charge with people. So
Sure.
remember that was a really hard shift for me whenever I said no to certain habits in my life and started changing my lifestyle because that was what included me with my friend group. And so they stopped inviting me to stuff and I felt excluded because I essentially got jumped out of the gang by everybody. And you're like, man, what happened? I thought we were people. I thought we were there. I helped you move. You helped me move. All these other things. And then suddenly I was out because I didn't belong because of the lifestyle. And so it really changed it up. So really it's been a learning thing. At the same time, I think you can have a people tolerance too. And I see that where you run and you're okay, I've had a lot of people. I just need a little bit of time to recoup here and do something. And that happens too, man. That's a real thing, especially as I've gotten more into ministry and I'm over 20 years now doing this gig. And it's man, it's a different deal, but yeah, you can definitely get peopled out. And that's even being pretty hyper extrovert, where I'm hi, how are you? And talk to the wall.
Point where I gotta shut the door on a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, love you later.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to do that and doing things with grace for you exit. The other thing I've been trying to do recently, which I realize about just because of responsibilities, how much that I'm thinking about the next task, where I'm trying to zero in when I'm talking to somebody, I'm really trying to talk to you. And though, there's somebody else here that's maybe I'm waiting on a conversation, I'm trying to lock this in and finish this conversation first so I can honor this conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get better at that because before I'd be hey, I was squirrel. You know what I mean? You're all over.
Yeah.
And that's been something I'm trying to be better
In the time that I've been here, I can see you working on that intentionality.
Okay.
And I want you to know that there are also other people recognizing that and appreciating it.
Yeah.
So
that's
done.
kind.
Well done.
That's kind. I appreciate that.
Yeah, let it be an encouragement, dog.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on it, trying to be more in that focus, because there's been so much where obviously I'm responsible for it. So I need to talk to the next person. I need to do this. And sometimes people do choose to have like very deep conversation with me at the wrong time.
Sure.
And so then I have to kind of like shut that or turn it to be like, not that we won't have this conversation, just not right now, right here. Because I got to get up and keep something in my head to be able to talk about for half an hour in front of people or whatever.
Tell it.
So that's been some of those things that it's like, it's just timing. And I think learning that and navigating that with people has been good. So much of that is just learning about yourself and how you work, and then trying to kind of go from there so you can honor the person truly.
Yeah, I've noticed that about your position as well, to where, you have there's so many moving parts, right? And then you also have people who are very emotional people that can't recognize or respect the fact that you have something to do. So you have to be on track with that.
Right.
And can't necessarily give your undivided attention with endless time to give it.
Right, sure.
Right. And a lot of people have been, upset or hurt by that.
Yeah.
Which, of course, unintentionally, you aren't trying to hurt people's feelings.
No,
You don't
not at
want
all.
people to not feel heard or respected or understood or alone. You don't want people to feel like that.
Right.
But also, you have a job.
Yeah.
Right? As much as this may seem like it's natural, this is a job. This is something that you're doing intentionally with a purpose.
Right.
And that requires a time that you can't always divvy up to everybody.
And that's true. And I think it's not that I won't meet with people. I'll meet with people if they want to meet with the time. The problem is they want to come on the day they're already coming here to have that conversation about something, and it's going to take them a long time. It's their emergency, and so it becomes the thing that they want to make my priority. And it's like, listen, that's not always how it goes. If it is a true emergency, obviously we're going to handle it, and we're going to do it right now. And yes, we will shelf other things to do that. But not everything that a person feels is an emergency is an emergency.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to learn that. That's definitely something I've had to navigate in these years of learning things. The Lord help us, because we're trying to honor people and try to care for them. And we do care. We do want to be a difference. We do want to meet people where they're at, and when they're hurting, we want to be with them, and that type of stuff. At the same time, balancing all those things together. So
it's good.
Yeah, I found with that too, because again, if your life is on fire, you want somebody to come and help put it out.
Course,
and,
yes.
And so you know who the firemen are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so as soon as you come to somebody with a fire, you go, hey, I need your help.
Yes.
Even though they don't necessarily recognize that you're putting out all these fires, or that you're tending to this thing and the other thing. And there have been a few times where I felt really bad, because, it's like, Jesus, he left the 99 for the one.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I'm not Jesus.
We try real hard.
I still try and figure what is that?
Yeah.
What is that balance? And there have been times though where I felt like relationally and in people's lives, I've dropped the ball. But what's been so cool about it is in those times, you find out, and it really helps to put you into your place where God goes, remember, it's not about you, it's what I'm doing in this thing. And so there have been times where, I've wanted to be there for people, but because of what's going on already, you couldn't shelf that at that exact moment. And the Lord uses those opportunities to be able to raise other people up. And, and they realize as they're coming to you, they're like, oh, wait, I do have a bucket in my hand.
Yeah, I can also put the fire out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so the Lord can do that too. And so sometimes for me, it's really, I have to get better about asking, all right, Lord, is this a fire that I'm supposed to be helping out on? Or is this one that because there have been times where they want to call back right now, but I mean, if I'm in the ceiling,
sure,
and all that, but then by the time you get there, even if it's 20, 30 minutes, whatever, they're like, oh, never mind, I got it worked out, just because we have to kind of troubleshoot it on our own. And there's a lot, I'd say that there's a lot more growth that can happen in that,
100.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
But still wanting to be there for people.
Of course. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
right.